right, toy collectors and connoisseurs. Today we're going to talk about Snow Job from the G.I. Joe classified line. I seem to remember having a figure similar to this when I was a kid, and then I thought about it for a while. While similar, and this is actually when I was starting to work, in yards and stuff and starting to earn my own money, I remember I would buy more of my own figures and vehicles and stuff. I was maybe like 14 or 15, but I was still into G.I. Joe. But that time I could start buying my own figures and stuff. I also bought Sega games and stuff, but the G.I. Joe line was still I was still in love with it. So yeah, 14, 15, mowing lawns and stuff, but I could still afford to buy them. Now, I seem to have, I thought it was a false memory, and it was, because I figured it out after thinking about it for a while. It wasn't that I had Snow Job. I had a figure that resembled Snow Job that was very close to it. That was Frostbite. Frostbite came with the Snowcat, which I still have that figure actually in my vintage G.I. Joe display to this day. I have the Frostbite and the Snowcat that I bought back in the day. So anyways, I had a recollection of, some Alpine or some, winter weather type Joes, but it wasn't Snow Job. I didn't have him. But anyways, that's not going to preclude us from getting into this and taking a look at this figure. So no, this is Snow Job, as we talked about. He's back there looking a little bit like some Aurora Borealis back there, and I guess this is maybe, is that a Snowcat also, or some kind of a tank, maybe winter weather tank? Although I'm pretty sure it gets stuck in there with these tracks being as heavy as it is. Whoop, and it ain't going nowhere, because those tracks don't look like winterized tracks. But I may be crazy. I don't know. What do I know about winter weather? I wasn't part of 10th Mountain. So anyways, again, looking at the figure here, looks great. Snow digital render with some snow back there and a nice cool tank and, cool Arctic vista there. Also a nice comic concept drawing of him right there. This is all his accessories. He is a deluxe figure, so he was a little more expensive. What was it, $34, something like that? Versus a regular Joe, which is like $21, $25. So we'll get into that in a minute. Looking at the side here, he's number 67 in the line. This one took a minute to hit the market. I mean, I've already gotten Joes that are in the 80s and stuff, pretty high, and then this guy's still languishing back there. So anyways, taking a look at this one, definitely another, digital render here, some more accessories, close-up of his face, some of his weapons. So that's what we have in the back, and then, as always, a close-up of the concept for the comic book. So here you go. Am I going to keep this box? No. All right, let's take a look at the figure now. So here we have the figure. There is something absolutely wonderful about this figure, and we'll get into that in a minute. As you can clearly see, look at the absolute magnificence of the design of this figure. Just fantastic. Look at that. So let me take this off real quick and set it to the side. Take it easy back there. I just had one of these guys faint in the background. So let's take a closer look at him real quick. This is his face sculpt. Looks great. Really, I didn't have any issues with him whatsoever as far as blemishes or anything like that. We'll take a look at the other head sculpt as well. Very nicely. This has to be a brand new sculpt. I like the harness here. I like the winter weather gear. Nice gloves there. He's got a little, service pistol holster. Absolutely, this is what the winter weather gear would look like. So it's very plain almost, but except for the furry parts here, you got some of that in there. Just very nicely detailed. So yeah, very nice looking sculpt. Lots of little wrinkles and pockets, and there's one thing that military people don't ever complain about, is having too many pockets. No, Gotta have all the pockets to put all kinds of junk in there. So yeah, it looks very nice. It's a very nice sculpt, very cool looking sculpt. I don't see anything wrong with this sculpt whatsoever. You know what it harkens me back to? You know, and we're just gonna take a minute here. Looking at this figure right here, for some reason, it really throws me back to The Thing. You guys remember John Carpenter's movie, The Thing? The guys in that show remind me of this, and actually the newer one even more so. And I guess it's because of this outfit and then the cover on his head. So anyways, that's what it reminds me of. So, I mean, it really harkens back to that. And then we'll talk about this real quick before we keep going. This face sculpt reminds me of like Robert Redford. If you're younger, you probably don't know who that is, but look that dude up. He's in a lot of good movies and stuff. Your parents, or you might remember him. But it reminds me of Robert Redford for some reason. I can't get that out of my head. Or maybe it's just me. He's got, you know what? Let's just take a look at this face. That was this face, but then here's the other face he comes with. I really dig this one. You could really use this for another head sculpt completely on another figure. This is the first time I've seen Hasbro do this much of a wash too on somebody's hair. So that's really cool. So very, very nice work there. No blemishes. Maybe something on his nose there, but oh, come on. That's not a big deal. We could just rub that right off. Look at that. Is it gone? Not really, but it doesn't bother me. It's so minuscule. Anyways, it looks great. It's a great head sculpt. All right, so let's get back to the figure and let's break out immediately with some articulation, right? So the head can definitely articulate up and can definitely articulate down, but because he's got this headgear, it's going to get in his way. So let's pop his head right off. Because he's got the option to wear the this little guy right here, this little hat or hood, very nicely detailed, very well done. Or he could wear this one, this hood down part of the jacket, nicely sculpted as well, right in there, and then pop this back on. Boom! Now he's way less hindered. He can really look up and he can really look down. So very cool. He's got tremendous mobility there in his head. Articulation. He can look to the side. Lots of mobility. Look at that. Super well articulated, this guy on the head part. A+ with the head. Fantastic. Now, as always, the part that always lets me down. Let's see if we can do a T-pose real easy. Look at that. Very easy to do a T-pose with this figure. And he's a bulky figure with a bulky... This is what irritates me. Why can you make this work so well, articulation-wise, and you can't make some of the other figures that don't have this work not so well? I'm so irritated by that. So anyways, the T-pose works really well, fantastically well. We close his arm there. Cut at the bicep, double jointed, pinless elbows, and he has the dice hand on both wrists. So instead of the in and out, it's up and down hand. Oops, sorry. So there you go. Up and down as well. So, which is interesting for most Joes. Sometimes they give you an up and down, sometimes they don't. Most of them are in and out. So, all right. So you got that. Does he have a cut? He has a cut up here at this part of the torso. So there is a cut at the upper torso, but it feels forced. Not that a human would go any further than that. You probably break your spine, but there is some mobility there. And then he does have, of course, a cut down here at the waist, and it doesn't feel hindered or beat up at all, and it didn't stick at all from the beginning. So that is a huge plus there. Now, here's where there's a tiny bit of a problem. Watch this. He can definitely go back. So he's got some articulation there, but he is a little hindered cranking forward, if any. So back very well, forward a little hindered. That's okay. It's not bad. He's got all this bulky equipment on him and jacket. So even I would have trouble articulating that way. So anyways, drop down hips, cut at the thigh, Double jointed, very smooth knees, easy to work with. They weren't sticky at all, but again, this is just my snow job. Yours snow job may vary. Very easy. Of course, he could do some super wide splits. The only thing hindering him is this holster and weapon. And then he's got a rather tight low cut at the ankle down here, but it still works well. And then again, ankle pivot this far down. Let's see. And this far up. So that's a lot. That's huge. Look at that. That is huge articulation there for his feet. So, wow. This figure is, wow. All right, let me set him here to the side here. Now, don't you faint on me. Just hang tight. Because now we're going to look at everything he comes with, right? All of the different gear. Look at how amazingly well he started to faint on me. Okay, so let's stand back up now. Don't faint. Don't lock your knees. All right, so look at how amazingly well this backpack is absolutely designed. This is a masterwork in accessories. This tells me, and this is what's annoying again from Hasbro, this tells me that Hasbro has absolute genius working for them down there. And if all of their figures were following that particular trend and this particular trend, they would be hitting home runs every single time. As it is, they're doing really well. But what it tells me is that executives, logistics, and everybody else need to really just get out of the way of the design team. Once they design a figure for you, then it's up to the procurement and logistics and manufacturing departments to make it work. Find the elements to make that design work. The engineers and the toy creators have done it for you. Look at this. Look at this masterful thing. He's carrying literally every piece of gear that was given to him on here. It's absolutely genius. It's a genius little work of art. You know, let's start looking at one by one. His weapon, his rifle, very nice rifle, and Hasbro did put it in a cardboard box separately, so it's not bent at all. It looks fantastic. It's got a little scope up there. It looks like a 50 cal maybe. It's definitely a higher caliber weapon with these rounds. I'm not sure what, no, it's not a 50 cal. It's too little for a 50 cal. But it's definitely a larger weapon. A 50 cal would have had a higher, bigger suppressor. Just would have been a longer barrel. This one's something larger, but I don't know what kind. I mean, a 5.56? I don't know. I don't think that's it either. Maybe a 7. What is it? 7.6? I don't know. But it's not a regular rifle. I don't think this is a bigger spec, mil spec. So nice rifle. You guys can correct me in the again. I mean, I had, like I try to tell people, I had my M16A1 and A2. I had claymores, grenades, and I had the TOW. So, you know, and my service weapon, the sidearm. But anything more than that, guys, you know, I wasn't really smoke bombs or smoke grenades. But I really didn't play with all this other stuff. I mean, people in the comments. I love it when they, you know, say, hey, this is a XYZ weapon. Fantastic. I didn't know. I don't purport to be an expert in every weapon. A lot of people love, you know, collecting and showing those off and shooting them. Hey, that's America. I love it. It's your prerogative. Yeah, let me know what kind of weapon that is. I'm curious to know myself. So anyways, getting back to this figure. Here's the, you know, what are these? Snow poles? I don't know what you call them. You know, the things that he uses to get through the snow. Snow rods. I don't know what they would call these. But anyways, this is what you use to help walk you through the snow. So they fit literally right on there. And then this is genius. Look at this. These two little straps peg. Usually I hate these peg things because they wear out. Well, in this case, these worked phenomenally well. I had no issues with this. And they hold these ski joints in, or these skis in place. And these skis are really nice. Look at that. They're super long, as they should be, thin for quickness. Just fantastic. Wow, just fantastic. And then again, you guys saw them earlier in the action shots with these goggles. These goggles look great. You know, they've got that sheen on them to protect them from UV and maybe the snow reflection from the ground. Same thing can happen in the desert. Sometimes you need something to keep from all that dirt reflecting all that light into your eyeballs. So that's not good either. The other thing he comes with as well is these snow shoes to give him more traction. These are just fantastic. They fit him like a glove. Very nice work, masterful work by the Hasbro team out there with G.I. Joe. And yeah, look at, and here's a quick shot of, he's got some Molly here. I would have liked some more color in the clasps and maybe a wash, but hey, you know, I get it. It's fine. I can do that myself. This looks fantastic. You know, and here's the thing. This figure, you know what? I changed my mind. I wasn't going to give this figure a 5.0, but this figure absolutely freaking deserves it. It absolutely freaking deserves it because it knocked it out of the ballpark on all aspects. You can carry all his weapons. They give you an extra head sculpt. He's absolutely articulated for the woolly mammoth of a suit he's got on. If ever there was a figure done right with all of these things going on with it, it's Snow Job. It's a perfect figure in my humble opinion. So to me, it's a 5.0. They did fantastic work with this, and to that I would say, hey, executives and logistics and procurement guys and bean counters, get the flippity flop out of the way so that these guys can make you money by creating these things, and listen to them when they talk to you. It's not their job to figure out what to take out. It's their job to give a product that the customers want. And then it's the executives and bean counters and procurement departments to figure out where to get the materials to make it happen. And then we'll get something amazing like this. So anyways, that's enough of my rant. You know, this, credit where credit is due. Hasbro did a fantastic job on this. Is this a troop builder? To me, it's really not, unless maybe you switch out different heads and put these little, I guess you could put whatever head you want in there and then put this on top of it. He's another troop. Everybody's got to wear winter gear. So I bought 3 of these, one to rock, one to stock, and then for, you know, maybe he's going on a mission with another buddy. So keep him on the side there. So great work, Hasbro. And I'm excited about, hopefully we'll continue to see this trend continue. So anyways, guys, thanks for watching. Thanks for all your support. And thank you for liking, and thank you for subscribing if you're so inclined. Let's continue to grow the channel. Let's continue to move forward. Thanks for your support. I'll be loading up some more scheduled updates here soon, and there'll be some surprise content being loaded throughout the week. You stay tuned for that surprise content. It's content that can only be found if you visit a special place. So anyways, thank you guys for coming along on this trip with me. I appreciate all the support and helping me grow this channel. And again, excuse some of my amateurish reviews. I do the best I can. Again, I'm an amateur. I do it for the engagement and for the fun. And I haven't forgotten about the contest. I want it to be a really cool one again, something that'll engage everybody, right? So anyways, with that said, thanks for watching. Thanks for supporting. And as always, as long as you guys keep watching, I'll keep rolling it out.